Welcome to the AWS reInvent 2017 End of Show Report. I'm Emma Bryson, reporting for Trend Micro. At this year's show, we spoke to more than 24 industry experts, asking them their thoughts on the top security issues around cloud and AWS. From AWS reInvent, here are the top 7 best practices in cloud security. First up, if you're moving to the cloud, your security posture will have to adapt.
So I think that top of mind for CISOs and IT professionals here who are here at reInvent this year is how they can reconcile their existing on-premises security posture with an increasing move to the cloud.
You can't just take traditional means of how you leverage security and apply it to public cloud, apply it to the AWS solutions, and expect it to work the same way.
You have a cloud security group and you have an on-premises security group. Well, that doesn't work in a world which is hybrid and multi-cloud. So I think top of mind is holistic IT security. That's what people need to worry about.
And while AWS provides excellent security, securing your applications and data is still your responsibility.
With regards to AWS, the biggest thing for people to be concerned about is self-governance and self-compliance.
It's the client's responsibility to secure the operating system, the networking configuration, and the applications themselves.
Most people, they think, okay, but after putting in the cloud, then we are secure because they put everything, they think, okay, Amazon is taking care of it. That's not completely true because there is a shared security model where you're responsible for your data, your application, your OS on the top, and Amazon is responsible for underlying platform.
Part of that shared responsibility starts with proper configurations.
Amazon Web Services is always striving to make these technologies really simple and incredibly fast to deploy. The issue with that is we're using default configurations or default infrastructures that aren't secured all that well, but we tend to overlook that.
If you set up the defaults and just let them run, you're going to be doing this at the most exposed level.
That we're seeing a whole bunch of things lately where data gets exposed because people are just making S3 buckets world readable. It's like, just go and turn that off.
To harden your security posture and alleviate some of the pressure on your team, automate as many processes as possible.
In general, we should automate things in software because software has a big advantage over humans that it doesn't sleep, it doesn't take vacations, doesn't get sick, it doesn't make mistakes once it's programmed correctly.
The sheer amount of manpower that is necessary to secure a lot of these workloads and secure a lot of these applications and data, we simply don't have enough of it. There's actually a skills shortage in the cybersecurity realm, and a lot of that is actually going to be addressed by automation and consolidation.
We have 9 people in total. And the reason that we can deliver such incredibly high quality of service with a small number of people is because everything that we do is automated. We don't solve our clients' problems, we write software that solves our clients' problems. And then that software solves that problem every time the same way, predictably, reliably, which ultimately leads to a higher degree of security.
It was inevitable that we'd hear discussion of building security into the CI/CD pipeline. Most of us want secure DevOps, so what's holding everyone back?
This myth of it's really hard to secure DevOps and CI/CD is out there. It's because the traditional approach is wrong, it's broken, it's set up for failure.
DevOps and security aren't enemies, right? That speed and agility that you want out of the DevOps ecosystem can also come with securing and keeping your customer data safe.
You want to be in your CI/CD pipeline simply because it's always better to know about an issue when it's being built than discover it when it's live.
So integrating security into DevOps or DevSecOps allows us to make sure that security is a first-class citizen along with the other ways that we deploy, we manage, and we monitor our critical infrastructure.
Because if you try to bolt on security, you're going to fail. You need to build it into the fabric of everything you're doing. If you do that, all of a sudden CI/CD isn't that hard.
One way to embrace CI/CD pipeline security is to take advantage of AWS Lambda.
And for me, the biggest thing I'm seeing is security teams that get it are embracing programmability. They're leveraging services like AWS Lambda.
So this is a new capability that lets you basically bring the logic closer to your customers for faster response time, faster experience. But of course, from a security perspective, now you've got code running and it's now separated from all your normal monitoring, all your normal security tools. It's now running in a data center that you don't have quite as much control over.
And that's extremely exciting because it means that security is getting past that pure reactive point where all they're doing is putting out fires and freaking out and running around ripping their hair out, and actually making progress at making the business more secure and helping the business accelerate delivery to their customers.
Lastly, assuming you're moving to a hybrid cloud environment, you will have no choice but to consolidate your security toolset.
So out of necessity, a lot of organizations have had to deploy multiple point tools over time. It becomes untenable over time though, especially as more of your critical infrastructure is actually running in the public cloud.
And the more tools that you buy, the more complicated it gets to maintain and manage, which takes more time. So there's a diminishing point of return. Eventually tools will start to merge together or get to a relatively steep feature set where you don't necessarily need as many tools, and you'll start to see consolidation.
Consolidation is absolutely necessary. It's absolutely impossible to manage a fragmented infrastructure without the appropriate tools in place.
Back and look at actually what organizations are trying to do by using those tools. And really what they're trying to do is move faster. They're trying to innovate and increase their agility. And in that context, it's really important to start consolidating those tools, to have a fabric of control.
So you get better operational efficiency by developing a core competency on a single solution. You get better security posture, making sure that your policies are consistent, independent of location. And then you have the tooling in place so you can grow. So platforms are extensible by definition. And so as that provider of the platform adds more capability, it's much easier for organizations to consume new functional capabilities delivered from a security solutions that is based on a platform.
And that's it. From the experts at AWS reInvent 2017, those are our top 7 best practices in cloud security. But we want to hear from you. What are your top cloud security concerns? Leave a comment below. And thanks for watching. We've got lots more information on AWS and hybrid cloud security over at trendmicro.com/AWS.